Have you ever walked into a room and thought, why does this feel more dangerous than it used to? Maybe the floor seemed a little too slick, or the lighting just wasn't quite right. Or perhaps you've caught yourself grabbing onto furniture for balance, thinking, I never used to need this kind of support. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're definitely not imagining it. As we get older, our homes don't always age with us the way we'd like. What once felt like a cozy, familiar space can suddenly feel like an obstacle course. And let's be honest, one little fall can change everything. That's why today, we're having an important but empowering conversation. How to make your home safer with just a few simple changes. These are things you can do yourself or get help with, and the best part is, none of them involve turning your house upside down. So grab a cup of tea, settle into your favorite chair, and let's talk about 6 essential home safety fixes every senior should do before it's too late. These aren't about being scared. They're about being smart. About making your home work for you, not against you. Let's start with something small but surprisingly dangerous. Throw rugs. You know the ones. They've probably been in your home for years, maybe even decades. They add a nice splash of color, and you might be thinking, well, they've never caused a problem before. But here's the thing, your balance and reflexes now aren't quite what they used to be, even if you still feel sharp and strong. A rug that curls up on the corner or slides a little too easily underfoot can turn into a serious hazard in seconds. I know, it might feel hard to let go of something that's been in your space for so long, especially if it holds memories. But if it slips, it trips. Even if you haven't fallen yet, why take the chance? If you love the way it looks, consider getting it secured properly with non-slip backing or double-sided carpet tape. Better yet, swap it for a larger area rug that's secured on all corners. Or, if you're open to it, consider removing it altogether. Sometimes, less is more when it comes to staying upright and safe. And while we're down there looking at the floor, let's talk about clutter. Not just the kind you can see, like stacks of magazines or shoes kicked off in the hallway, but those sneaky cords and wires that snake across walkways. I can't tell you how many people I've heard say, oh, I know where it is, I just step over it. But the truth is, one day you might forget it's there, and that's all it takes. Cords should be tucked away, ideally secured along the baseboards or behind furniture where feet can't find them. And if your lamp cord stretches across the room just to reach an outlet, it might be time for a longer cord or even an electrician to add an outlet closer to where you need it. It might feel like a hassle, but it's nothing compared to the trouble a fall can cause. Think of it like this, you're not just making your space safer, you're making it more comfortable to move around freely. Now let's head into the bathroom, because I'll be honest, that's where some of the biggest risks hide in plain sight. Slippery tiles, a wet shower floor, the awkward reach for a towel when you're still half soaked. It's practically a recipe for disaster. But here's the good news. With just a couple of upgrades, you can transform your bathroom into a space that feels safe and supportive without losing any of its charm. One of the simplest and most effective changes you can make is adding grab bars. And no, they're not just for hospitals or nursing homes. Today's grab bars can be stylish, discreet, and even color-matched to your decor. Install one inside the shower and one just outside so you've got support before and after stepping in. If getting up from the toilet has become trickier than it used to be, there are grab bars that can be placed right beside it, or even standalone toilet frames that give extra stability without requiring any installation at all. You'd be amazed at the difference it makes just to know you've got something to hold on to. It gives you that little extra confidence, especially on days when you're feeling a bit unsteady. And the best part? These aren't expensive changes. Many can be found at local hardware stores or ordered online, and they don't require a major renovation. A family member or handyman can usually install them in under an hour. While we're in the bathroom, let's not forget the shower or bathtub floor itself. Even with a grab bar, if your feet are slipping, you're still at risk. A good quality non-slip bath mat can make all the difference here. Not the old rubber kind that starts curling at the edges, but a sturdy, textured mat that lays flat and grips well. If you're using a shower stool, make sure it's one designed specifically for wet areas, with rubber feet to prevent slipping. And remember to keep your essentials within easy reach. Soap, shampoo, towels, so you're not stretching or bending in risky ways. These may all sound like small things, but when you add them up, they create an environment that supports your independence, your comfort, and your peace of mind. You deserve to move around your home without feeling like you need to brace yourself at every step. Alright, now that we've talked about the floors, cords, and bathrooms, let's move into another space that can quietly become hazardous over time. The stairs. Now that we're shifting our focus to the stairs, take a moment and think about the last time you went up or down them. Did you feel completely confident, or did you find yourself holding your breath just a little? Maybe you gripped the railing tighter than usual, or you hesitated before that first step down. Stairs can be tricky at any age, but as we get older, they become one of the biggest hidden risks in the home, especially when lighting or grip isn't ideal. One of the first things to address with stairs is visibility. It sounds simple, but when the lighting isn't bright enough, even a familiar staircase can turn into a hazard. It's not just about being able to see where your foot is going. It's about depth perception, shadows, and contrast. If you're still relying on an old ceiling fixture or a single bulb to light the whole staircase, it's time for an upgrade. Consider brighter LED bulbs or even adding motion sensor lights, especially at the top and bottom of the stairs. They turn on automatically when you approach, which is incredibly helpful at night or during early morning hours. Another small but powerful fix? Highlight the edge of each step with contrasting tape or non-slip strips. You might be thinking, but my stairs look fine. And they probably do. But our eyes change as we age. Those clear distinctions between one step and the next can get harder to see. Adding a little visual contrast can help your brain quickly recognize where to place your foot, reducing hesitation and improving your balance. And while you're at it, check that the railing is sturdy from top to bottom. Don't just assume it's fine. Grab it, give it a good shake. If it wobbles, it needs to be tightened or replaced. If you only have one handrail, think about adding another one on the opposite side. Having two can make a world of difference. Now, let's walk into a place that we often overlook when it comes to safety: the kitchen. It's the heart of the home, full of smells, memories, and warmth. But it can also be a danger zone without the right setup. How many times have you had to climb onto a chair to grab something from a high cabinet? Or bend down low to reach heavy pots from under the counter? It might not seem like a big deal, until the moment you lose your balance or strain your back. One of the best things you can do in the kitchen is reorganize your storage. Keep your most used items, dishes, utensils, pans, within easy reach, between your waist and shoulder level. This might mean shifting things around, but the reward is huge. No more stretching on tiptoes or crouching down deep. If you're struggling with space, consider pull-out shelves or lazy Susans for those tricky corner cabinets. They bring things to you, so you don't have to reach awkwardly or blindly feel around. And while you're reorganizing, take a good look at your step stools. If you're using a wobbly old stool with no handle or back support, get rid of it. Replace it with one that has a secure grip and non-slip feet, or better yet, commit to not using one at all. Ask for help when something is too high, or rearrange your kitchen so that nothing important is out of reach. Another sneaky danger in the kitchen is the floor itself. Spills from cooking, dropped water near the sink, or a little grease from the stovetop can turn into slick spots that catch you off guard. Use absorbent mats with non-slip bottoms around the sink and stove area. Not only will they help catch spills, but they'll also cushion your step and reduce fatigue if you're standing for a while. Make it a habit to wipe up spills immediately, even if it's just a little water. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And while we're talking about habits, let's take a minute to touch on fire safety. We sometimes assume that if nothing's gone wrong yet, it never will. But the truth is, a forgotten burner or an old appliance with a frayed cord could cause real harm. So take a few minutes today to check your smoke detectors. Make sure they're working and that the batteries are fresh. If it's been more than 10 years since they were installed, it might be time to replace them completely. Newer models often come with built-in 10-year batteries, which is one less thing to worry about down the road. Let's also talk about space heaters, which many of us use during colder months to keep warm without heating the whole house. They're convenient, sure, but they can also be risky if they're too close to curtains, furniture, or blankets. Always give them space, and plug them directly into the wall. No extension cords. If it's an older model, consider replacing it with one that has an automatic shut-off feature in case it tips over. We've covered a lot so far, and you might be realizing how many of these things are quick fixes that just take a bit of awareness and care. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start with the areas that feel most urgent to you. Maybe that's the stairs. Maybe it's the kitchen. Or maybe it's just clearing out a few old cords today. Each step counts, and each one is a way of protecting your future independence. Next, we'll dive into another key area that many folks don't think about until something goes wrong, and that's lighting throughout the house, especially during nighttime hours. Let's talk about lighting. Not just the kind in the living room when you're reading your book or watching your favorite show, but the lights that guide your steps when the sun goes down and the house gets quiet. You know those midnight trips to the bathroom, the kitchen, or even just down the hall. In those moments, the path from your bed to the door can feel a lot more uncertain than it used to. And the scary truth is, most falls at night happen not because we're clumsy, but because we simply can't see what's in front of us. That's why nighttime lighting might be one of the most underestimated safety fixes you can make. It's simple, affordable, and it makes an enormous difference. One of the easiest changes you can start with is plug-in night lights. These little guys are worth their weight in gold. You can place them in your bedroom, bathroom, hallway, and even near stairs. There are motion sensor versions, too, so they only turn on when you need them. That way, you're not fumbling for switches or blinding yourself with overhead lights in the middle of the night. If you use a bedside lamp, consider swapping the bulb for one with a soft, warm glow, bright enough to light your path, but gentle enough that it won't jolt you awake. And keep that lamp within easy reach. No stretching, no twisting, just a quick touch or tap away. You'd be surprised how many accidents happen just from reaching awkwardly in the dark. Now think about this. When was the last time you actually walked through your home at night without turning on the big lights, just to see what it's like? Try it sometime. You might notice shadows or dark corners that feel a bit risky, or a spot on the floor you hadn't thought twice about in the daytime. Maybe there's a rug that shifts just a little too much, or a hallway that's darker than you remembered. That simple little walkthrough could help you identify exactly where to place your lights, and where to make some adjustments to keep your nights safe and peaceful. Of course, lighting is just one part of the picture. If we take a step back and look at everything we've talked about, the throw rugs, the cords, the bathroom updates, the stairs, the kitchen hazards, it's all part of a bigger idea. Your home should be your haven, not your worry. These fixes aren't just about preventing injury. They're about giving you more freedom, more confidence, and more comfort every single day. Now, I know, it can feel a little overwhelming at first. You might be thinking, that's a lot to take on, or where do I even start? But the truth is, you don't have to do it all at once. Just take it one step at a time. Maybe today you move that old throw rug into storage. Maybe tomorrow you order a set of grab bars or plug in a night light. Each small change adds up to a big difference, and before you know it, your home will feel safer, easier, and more like the supportive space you deserve. There's real power in taking control of your environment. And it's not just about preventing falls or avoiding injury. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that your home is helping you, not making life harder. You've earned that peace. You've worked hard for the space you're in. Now it's time to make it truly serve you in this chapter of life. And here's something else worth remembering. Asking for help with these fixes doesn't mean giving up independence. In fact, it's the opposite. Whether it's a family member, a neighbor, or even a handyman, letting someone give you a hand with a safety upgrade is a smart, empowering decision. You're taking the steps that allow you to stay in your home longer, on your own terms. That's something to be proud of. So let's do a quick little recap. Not a list, just a gentle reminder. A safer home starts with awareness. Notice the things that could trip you up, literally. Remove or secure rugs, tidy cords, and organize your kitchen so everything is within reach. Make your bathroom a place of comfort and stability with grab bars and non-slip mats. Check your stairs for proper lighting and sturdy railings. And finally, light your nighttime path with intention so you can move with ease even when the world outside is dark. Remember, small changes really do lead to big results. This isn't about being fearful, it's about being proactive, about loving yourself enough to create a space that keeps you well. You've got plenty of good days ahead, and the safer your home is, the more you'll be able to enjoy them, without worry, without hesitation, and with full confidence. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one change you're planning to make after watching this? Drop it in the comments below. you might inspire someone else to take that first step too. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a like. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more content focused on thriving at every stage of life. We've got plenty more to share with you, from wellness tips to staying active, and everything in between. Here's to living comfortably, confidently, and safely, right where you are. Because you deserve nothing less.